What is going on, guys? My name is Hugh, and in this video we're going to be working on another project car. No, this one is not mine actually. This belongs to my brother. He recently picked this up as just a little daily driver on his days off from work, just something to tote around in. So let me show you guys what this man bought, and this is the funniest thing ever. Yes sir, ladies and gentlemen, we have another 2JZ Lexus in the family. So this is a 2000 Lexus GS300 Platinum Series. Now you're probably wondering, what the heck is a Platinum Series? It looks like the exact same thing as Gary. The Platinum Series, at least from what I read in the actual pamphlet that came with the vehicle, is it comes with blacked out emblems. So there's one up here on the front grille. Obviously you get the signature badge here on the fenders up front. I believe these are the 18-inch wheels from factory, so it's a little bit bigger than Gary's, which are 16-inch wheels. And the blacked out emblems on the trunk, which means the Lexus badge, the GS300 logo, and then the Lexus name over here is all blacked out from factory. One girl had it since 2000, kept it bone stock, kept up with the maintenance and everything. So this car has been very well taken care of. And then the second owner was a gentleman who had it, and that was the guy that did the LED taillights. They also put coilovers. Now if you can see, the car is a little lower. And that is because it is on Rev 9 coilovers, which ironically were the coilovers I was going to get Gary. And sure enough, my brother found one that already had it in there, and I'm a little jealous. So unlike my car, there is no oil leak here, meaning someone has already taken care of the cams and crank seals that caused Gary to start leaking out here and down there. I do see a little bit of something in there. Something down here, but I'm not sure if that's just oil or if that's just rubber or something from driving around so much. Off camera, I didn't film it. When we were at my brother's place, we detailed the hell out of this thing, trying to make it look nice and clean. So we had to wax the car twice because for some reason, I guess one of the owners was a painter, and I don't know if the camera can pick it up. Let's see if I can find a good spot. Oh, here it is. Right there. So all these little dots is actually some kind of green paint, I guess, that was on the car. So I don't know if it was the lady or the guy that was a painter, and it kind of splattered all over the vehicle here. The taillights don't work. Like, it'll turn on, but they don't flash. Now, I've already diagnosed that it's not the taillights themselves. Maybe. I'd have to double check in Gary, make sure it's all set up correctly. It's either the fuse, which I don't think it is, because I did change all the fuses. So the only thing I can think of is that it's the brake switch that just finally went out. I actually like the wing that comes with this car. The only thing I might try to do if I have some time is maybe sand this down and repaint it silver again. Because it is, after we got done cleaning it, it is pretty damn scratched up, and it's a little rough to the surface too. And this back brake light does not work either. So it's, I guess this was either aftermarket or the person just didn't know how to wire it in, supposedly. Not 100% sure, but I know there's a wire dangling around in there. But I'm not really worried about that. I think more importantly, we need to make sure these actual brake lights work, and then the third brake light works. It does have window tint, but me and my brother hate it. It's just too damn dark, especially in Florida when it's so hot. This car is literally a freaking hot box. So I might have my buddy retint these. I'm going to rip all this tint off. I'm going to retint it to a better color percentage. As far as the interior goes, I think the seat covers came out pretty good, although we got the wrong color. It's supposed to be gray because the interior is actually gray. So I'm actually going to replace this. You guys will see Gary's episode where I replaced this as well. I'm still waiting on some stuff to finish his thing. Shift knob looks okay. It's got a little bit of a gash there, but it's not too bad. I think we'll probably do a black, just a regular black shift knob just to kind of match the gray interior here. And to be honest, everything works on this car. Windows work, sunroof works, all the lights and buttons and stuff work. The radio works, surprisingly, because he has the original radio, which works. So as far as the list of parts, we're going to be doing a brand new serpentine belt, we're going to do an oil change, we're going to change all the air filters, cabin and motor filter. I'm going to raise the front end just a little bit so it's not so low. I'm probably going to redo the interior, clean the interior a little bit more because we kind of half-assed it the first time. Yeah, and also figure out what's going on with those brake lights. I'm pretty sure it might be a brake switch at this point, which is that little button that sits behind the pedal. Let's get started on this bad boy. I think we're going to start with the oil change and changing all the filters and stuff. Oh yeah, also, I gotta get him an oil filler cap, because that looks like a piece of poo-poo. By the way, if you ever get confused how to put the belts on, check this out. There's a little sticker here that tells you how to route everything. Straight from the factory. Cool stuff, right? Okay, so everything in the engine bay is done. Brand new belt, brand new oil filter, brand new oil, so all that. I even did top off on his coolant. It was a little low. So we're done in here for now. Let's go ahead and close this bad boy. Well, this is like a really big mess. So, upon deciphering what the heck was going on with these taillights, I found nothing. I checked fuses, checked relays, even checked the module that's just dangling over there. I gotta put that back in there. That's not the issue. I did put the LED taillights, you know, the trunk ones back on. That works fine. But for some reason, I cannot figure out why the flash function doesn't work when you hit the brakes. So, I honestly think these might be done for. So I don't know how long they've been in the car or if there was a problem with them before, but these do not flash. Now I did take the wing off. This is a factory wing. I had to make sure of that. The silly thing was it wasn't even connected to the harness. The wires were just kind of clipped together. Anyway, I'm just going to put my OG ones back on as like a temporary thing so I can figure out what the heck is going on here. I have not touched the suspension yet on this car because I've been fidgeting with that for several hours. Googling stuff, talking to friends of mine who have GSs and that did mods and stuff. And they always say that it's just these. I guess these burnt out or something happened along the line. The guy rewired it wrong. I don't know. My guess is that these are shot. And the module's done for, or one of the strips are done, and I don't know. And then that caused something in here to go and the flash doesn't work when you hit the brake pedal. Okay, so I know I'm all over the place, but my drill just died because I've been using it all day today. So I gotta let the drill charge up a little bit. And while I'm waiting for it to charge, I'm gonna see if I could get rid of the paint that's on this, because if you look in the back, it's starting to peel off. Same thing that happened to Gary. That's why his are chrome, because I was able to just take a little knife and just get rid of all this crap. So I think I'm gonna do that while waiting for the drill to charge up. Okie dokie, so it is the next day. I went a little bit later in the afternoon just so I can focus on just doing the motor here. I'll work on the suspension on another day because I just looked it up and it's actually a long process. So I'm just going to focus on the motor because this is gross. I hate working in a dirty motor. So it's a little less to worry about, but yeah, pretty gross. Alrighty, so it is the next day of working on my brother's car, and since we didn't have time the previous day, I'm actually going to take the opportunity now to do a small tune-up on this car. I'm not talking about like a stage one tune. I mean, come on guys, I'm not going to secretly boost this car. No, I am talking about putting some fresh spark plugs, some coils. I'll check his wire plugs for the coils, make sure they're not corroded or anything. But other than that, I actually, while I was at work, I went ahead and swapped out his fabric for the center console piece. The old one was kind of gross, corroded, it had that same weird spot where your elbow was sitting. It was kind of like cracked. Eventually it was going to end up like Gary's, where it was starting to peel off and it was just nothing but gross fabric underneath there. So I took care of all that while I was at work and while I was there as well. I also took care of the rest of the interior lighting, which I did the door jambs, the lights on the doors, and then I also did the footwell light, which is all brand new white LED bulbs. So pretty much all the lighting is done for this car. I actually want to point out, when we bought this car, there actually was a flooding issue inside the cabin, so the entire bottom carpet was soaked in water. I did take the opportunity in between my work days to vacuum as much of the water as I could out from underneath the floor, the carpeting underneath the car. And I haven't touched the front driver one yet because there's still one little patch underneath the foam that I still have to suck up. I did actually fix the passenger seat because that was another issue with this car. Turns out, brother, if you do see this video, it was literally just the fuse. I checked the little fuse panel. They didn't even put a fuse for the seat. Really? It's a 30 amp fuse, guys. You could put a freaking fuse in the thing and then the seat works. Also, remember I was also having a problem with the taillights? Well, check this out. Look at this little son of a bitch right here. Yep, that was the problem. My dumbass was reading the diagram backwards, and I clearly missed this little tiny bastard that blew up. It works! I'm an idiot. Whee! But anyway, all the nonsense is taken care of. Let's get to that tuning setup, shall we? Alright, so it was a little finicky because you have to keep in mind of all these little hoses and some connectors hiding underneath that throttle body, but I'm just memorizing right now, taking the time to memorize where certain wires go. So the longest one goes from the front all the way to the back here. The short one just kind of loops on itself, it's right there. And then the mid-sized one goes just behind the first, and then goes to the front, right in front of this guy. It's a very weird setup. I'm gonna do this first, and then once that's done, whoops, I'm gonna clean up these valve covers a little bit with just some lexus thinner, and then a little, wow, steel wool. I almost called it an iron sponge. I mean, it's the same thing, right? Alright, tune-up is done, brand new spark plugs, coils, the connections are still good, so I'm not worried about that. I took a little extra time just to kind of replace some hose lines, so like here on the PVC valve, the old one was kind of cracked, so I put a fresh hose line there, fresh hose line on this one right here, and then this one as well, back here was cracked open, so I changed that one. And also I had a few extra little hose clamps left over, so I swapped out some of the old pinch clamps for some new hose clamps as well. Let's move on to the suspension. Did you get that? That's a good blooper. That never happened. You saw nothing. Aggression! Okay. Got one. Stop! Have time! Hammer time! When you see that, this doohickey right over here, this thing is a piece of poo-poo. It's a piece of poo. Poo. Excuse you, wrench. I didn't tell you to talk. Alright. A little finicky to getting these things out, but they are out. And I did go ahead and measure them. It looks like they are at, let me check it again, almost 5 inches. So I want to go maybe 6.5, like an inch and a half more, just to kind of raise it up a little bit.
One fine adjustment later.
Alrighty, so after a little bit of doing some math and thinking about it, you can see we went from where that little scuff mark is, that's 5 inches, and we extended it to 6 inches, which I think is more than enough to bring it up just a little bit. It's more practical. But I'll go ahead and copy it on the other side, and we'll slap these guys back on. Alright, so you can clearly see it's... Yep, and we are all done. So now, the only thing left we gotta do is clean up this... Oh, I forgot to let the keys in.
Screw you.
Is soak up the hell out of this carpet here. Which means we gotta move this little trim piece, so I can pull the carpet forward as far back as I can, and just... suck up all the water. This is the only side I have not touched yet. Everywhere else, we're all good.
Ow.
Money.
Might take a while. Cut to a commercial break.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Well, folks, this whole video is mainly just to get this car back on the road and functioning. I think my brother bought something that was pretty well taken care of. But that is going to be it for this first part of this build. The next time you see this car, we're going to be doing some pretty simple but really nice mods to this car. So, bro, this was for you. You made a good purchase. I had a lot of fun working on this thing. So, you guys enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll see you goons later.